Hey, welcome to episode 22. I think it is 22. It's shortly after the last one, only because the last one was so late. So I'm back on track. It's Sunday night. It's July 4th, but I don't care. It's just a regular Sunday for me. I'll never really get into holidays. I feel like I spend so much time going out that when it's a holiday is the only time I actually stay home. Like, I'm going to go out every other night of the year. And then on the night when everybody thinks it's a great idea to go out, I'm going to stay home. Well, I didn't stay home. I had one beer. Anyway, that doesn't matter. I'm going to talk to you about the feedback I got from my last two podcasts. So 2 weeks ago, I was explaining that I was trying to possibly get into a relationship and I was struggling. And then on the last podcast, I said I decided it wasn't a good idea for me. And I received some feedback from a fan who wrote to me. I understand, I listen to podcasts, and I understand when you're listening and you've got headphones on or however you're watching it, you feel like you get to know somebody. You feel like because maybe you've spent hours listening to them that you know this person. Maybe you feel like you know them better than you do. Because I got some feedback, the fact that I did not end up going through with that relationship. I got somebody wrote to me. This is somebody that's written to me several times. Wrote to me, "You are so hopeless. You sabotage every good relationship you get into. Sad." Okay, first of all, I just started this podcast a couple months ago, and this is the first relationship that you've ever seen me attempt to get into. So to say that you sabotage every good relationship you get into, first, I just can only assume when somebody puts this much pressure on me that they're really talking about themselves, or maybe they had a woman that broke their heart, so they're angry at me for breaking up with a guy who I only dated for 3 weeks, who you know nothing about except for what you've heard me say on this podcast, which isn't very much. I basically said that the guy was cool, that he wanted to hang out with me a lot. I may have mentioned that he was good at oral. I don't know. I don't know if I said that here or not. I probably didn't, and I just did. It's not a reason to get into a relationship with somebody. This person that messaged me, that has messaged me several things, and I've never blocked anybody ever on social media. This is the first time, and I just blocked. And because I blocked, I got an email from this person because there's pretty much no way you can hide from anybody these days. Doesn't matter if you block them, people can find you, which scares the shit out of me because as a woman, I don't know some of these people that are messaging me. I don't know if one of them is going to end up being a psycho. There's been times I've gotten weird messages and then I've literally been scared the next time I go to a show because my information is out there of where I'm performing. Anybody can show up and just decide they want to hurt me or something. And it's very terrifying. So then I got an email that said, "You are a cunt and you will die alone." I was like, oh, that's interesting. I broke up with a guy after 3 weeks, and so I'm a cunt and I will die alone. It didn't even make me mad. The email didn't make me mad at all. I feel bad for the person that sent it. There's obviously something going on that's he's projecting onto me. But you don't know you don't know anything about me. Just because I decided not to see somebody, I mean, it's honestly one of the probably bravest, not the bravest, that's a lame word to use. It's one of the better things I've done for myself. Because I can't tell you how many times I've gotten into a relationship because I'm like, well, this person's nice. I don't want to hurt them. No, I'm an idiot. I should just stay with them. I mean, they're nice to me. They ask me how I'm doing. Meanwhile, I'm not feeling what I should be feeling for somebody that you get into a relationship with. Or just as a woman, sometimes feeling like, oh, they want to be with me? Okay. Well, if somebody wants to be with me, I should be with them. Years ago, I stayed in a relationship for a whole year just because after a couple dates, the guy's brother died. You can't break up with somebody after their brother dies. If your fourth date is a funeral, you're in it for the long haul. I don't feel bad about staying with that guy. I'm not going to use that as an example, but I'm just saying. You can't just decide that I'm a cunt when you know nothing about this person, nothing about me, really, except for what you've heard on here. You've seen me struggle. What, you've seen me struggle with a fuck buddy that you've seen me cry about, so now you decided whoever so-and-so came along was going to be my savior? Like, maybe he's a dick too. You can't judge. It's tough because this is not the first time I've received a message like this. And it's so hard because if I get messages on social media, it always starts out nice. Anytime somebody's turned on me, it usually starts out nice. It's usually like, I love your comedy. Oh, you're great. You're funny. So I'll message back. I mean, that's the whole thing of, you know, being a performer. You want to engage your fan. You want to engage people that appreciate you. And then I engage them back. And suddenly they think we have some kind of relationship or that they know me. And then they'll just turn on me. Well, I guess you're a bitch. Why? I'm trying to appreciate, I message you back to try and appreciate the fact that you like me or that you're a fan. But it doesn't mean you know me intimately as a woman. It doesn't mean you can judge me. Breaking up with somebody after 3 weeks is way better. I liked the guy. He was cool. But I knew that I didn't feel the same way as him. So rather than be like, you know what, let me go out with him a few more times. Let me see if I start to like him more. I was trying to just not lead him on. Because the longer it is, if I didn't feel that way right away, I feel like the longer it is, it's just being cruel. I felt awful about doing it. I felt really awful. He's a nice person. I didn't feel that way about him. But it's worse to just keep hanging out with somebody because you're like, well, they're fun. I'll just see. Maybe they'll grow on me. No. I think it's supposed to be that you're most excited in the beginning, and hopefully you can sustain that excitement. And this is the first time in my life I'm trying to look out for myself. This guy didn't have a lot of faults, but the faults he had were the same ones that I have. I need somebody who I'm not going to. I feel like I usually end up being with people who I'm like, oh yeah, we both drink too much, or we both, you know, do. I don't want to say anything else because I don't want to list what I thought were his negative faults. But it's easy to stay stay at your comfort zone and stay like complacent and go out with somebody who you feel is at that level. And I'm trying to be attracted more to people who kind of make me want to work harder or make me want to, improve my life. And that's the only reason I made that. Why am I explaining myself? Because one person sent me an email. Now I'm explaining myself. Just realized I shouldn't even put this one out. What am I doing? No, it's not the one person that did it. It's happened several times. It's so easy to beat up a woman. We're just a fucking punching bag for some people. Shit that they would never say to men. It's happened to me several times with stand-up, with comedy. I've been in many situations where either maybe we're traveling on the road together, or even if it's just one night in a green room at a show, there's a male comic that might be pissed off about something, and then there's 3 other male comics and me. I'm the only female there. And they feel they need to lash out, so they find some reason to do it on me. Because when there's misplaced anger, you got to be pretty careful of who you put that misplaced anger on. And the easiest one to put it on is the female in the room. So, just want to say, if you meet any females that seem like they're standoffish or guarded, especially once they get as old as I do, there might be a reason why. They may have been a punching bag many times. On a lighter note, I went out today. I just took a walk for like 2 hours, and it's July 4th. So it made me start thinking of what I was doing last July 4th. And I'm like, wow, it's amazing. The world has opened up. I did it. The last 2 nights I did shows that were just normal, packed, fun, a lot of people, a few people wearing masks, but pretty much just like normal, just back to normal. People sitting next to each other, laughing, having fun. The comics are most at risk, I will say, because I feel like a couple months ago when we first started coming out of COVID, I'd go to a show and they're like, every comic's going to get their own mic. Or they gave us these little like mic condoms and we each put our own little condom over the mic when we went on stage. Now it's just back to normal. It's just every comic. Just if you've ever seen comics, they put the mic like up to their lips. So if anyone's going to get this new Delta variant strain, it's going to be comics first because we're sucking on mics together. Yeah. All right. I think that's it. Just want to talk about the fact, guys, be nice. Be nice. Fucking gnat in my room. Motherfucker. I always try and have compassion for people who attack me online. I usually write back like, God bless you, or just try and put something. I don't fight with people. This is the very first person I blocked. And I think I was just like, enough. I can only be like nice to so many attackers. But it did give me an anxiety attack after I did it. I was just like, who knows? I don't know if I'm scarred by the movie Selena when a fan came and killed her, but you never know. My life is out there. I've put all my shows on social media. People know where I am. So it's a little creepy. But anyway. Also, last week I put that if you want to send me tips on Venmo at Jen Murphy Comedy, and a couple people did. And that is so sweet. I think that's the first time I've said that. I don't know if it is, but it's the first time somebody sent me tips. So thank you guys. George Gonzalez, AJ Bean. Appreciate the love. Don't forget to listen to Jillin' Off with me and Christina Walkinshaw, where it's a lot more comedy than this podcast, although this one was not. No tears. Okay, bye.